Hello students, welcome to online classes of geography of class 10. Now, I have already started your chapter number 5, Minerals and Energy Resources. Now, this is my second class of the chapter. And the topic that I am going to discuss in today's class are where actually minerals are found, mode of occurrences on the earth's surface. What is the mode of occurrences? Specific type of mining, that is rat hole mining. What are the other methods of extraction of mineral, that is the mining methods? According to the physiographic divisions of India, where the minerals are being distributed and how a reserve can turn up into a mine. So now let us proceed with the first topic for today is the where minerals are found. Now just quickly look into the picture. It's a picture of iron ore. It is a picture of bauxite ore. It's a picture of mica ore. Now I am using the word ore. So hopefully you are familiar about the term ore. So now just where do the mineral exist or from where we get the minerals? Minerals are usually found in ores. And within that ore, if the sufficient concentration is there, then only it will be really the commercially viable if we are extracting out the mineral from that ore. So the concentration of a mineral in a ore is an important factor for the mining method. So basically minerals exist within the ores. Now let us proceed to the next slide. Here you can see three pictures are there. Now here one term is mentioned, that is magma. Now which type of rock is basically formed due to magma? That is igneous rock. And due to excessive heat and pressure, when a transformation from the igneous rocks takes place, what is it? That is metamorphic rock. So both the rocks are having the structure hard. Their nature is hard. Now due to that hard nature, the cracks develop, the crevices develop, the gaps or the fissures develop, and due to that hard structure, due to the crevices, when that molten material ejects out, and along with that the mineral also ejects out. Now if the gaps are more or larger and it develops in a thick mineral veins, we term it as a load of minerals. And if the gaps are very thin and narrow and the mineral veins are just like a thread-like structure or very thin-like structure, then we term it as a veins of mineral. So in igneous and metamorphic rocks, mineral exist in lodes and veins within the cracks and the crevices. Now just see this picture. You can see it's just a layer-like structure. One after the other, it is having a layer-like structure. So from this it is clear it is what type of rock? It is a sedimentary rock. So when the mineral exists in a horizontal strata in a bed of layers, that is the occurrence on the sedimentary rocks. Now another occurrence in the sedimentary rocks, you can see another one is there. It is gypsum or the potash salt. Now basically in the arid regions, when there is excessive evaporation, the salt that is formed, maybe the sodium salt, gypsum or potash salt, it is also formed due to excessive erosion but in a stratified manner, in a horizontal manner. So these two are the occurrences in the sedimentary rocks, and this one is occurrence in the igneous and the metamorphic rocks. Now let us proceed to the next slide, that is related to the explanation about what I just showed it with the help of the picture. Now without wasting any more time, let me just go with the examples. The tin, copper, zinc, lead, etc. These are the minerals which are there comes to the form of veins and the lodes when the liquid molten material or the gaseous are forced upwards through cavities. Now sedimentary, the minerals which are there, already I said that when it is there in the layers of bed, that is the bed of the layers, the coal and the iron ore are concentrated in that form. And in the arid regions we are having, due to evaporation, gypsum, potash salt, sodium salt, and these which are there in the sedimentary rocks. Now just to the next slide, it is there. Now you can see the another picture. Here you can see a clay-like structure, a rock which is having a covering like that of clay. Now this clay-like structure gets eroded due to various sources of agents of erosion. Now when this part gets eroded or weathered out, the hard structure that is present, that is termed as plutonic rock inside, which is present in this order, that is basically the mineral which is present, and this is the ore part. So this method or this occurrence is termed as residual mass of weathered material. Residual mass means the leftover mass that is left out after the weathering of this part. So this part is the bauxite, which is clay-like structure, gets weathered out, and the mass that is left out is the occurrence of the mineral. So it is in this way we get the aluminium. Now next you can see it is a valley. This is a mountainous structure and it's a valley. Now here you can see some accumulations are there. Some accumulations are there. It is termed as that is placer deposits, or that is fluvial placer deposits or alluvial deposits. It's just E is written over here. Actually it will be A, alluvial placers or alluvial deposits, A. Now next it is this bedrock. Here we can get the veins of it through which the mineral is moving out to the surface, and it is accumulated near the sand of the valley floors. And you can see when there is a valley, that means it will have a water surface, but these minerals are resistant to corrosion. So these are non-corroded minerals, and that is why these are basically the minerals of the wealth, like platinum, gold, silver. All these gets accumulated in this mode of occurrence. Now let us proceed with the part of the writing. I just explained the same thing. It is that is there for the residual mass of the weathered material. Then bauxite is formed in this way, and we get aluminium metal from this ore, and the sand of the valley floors. The deposits are placer deposits, and that is not corroded by the water. The minerals, that is basically the minerals of the wealth. Now next it is the last occurrence. Now over the seabeds, you just see this picture. Over the seabeds you can find out large deposits of the minerals. These are actually the picture of manganese nodules. We are having many things. Common salt is the most important. Even the magnesium and bromine is also there, found in this way. So even the oceanic waters are too wide, so minerals are also too wide, and that is available. And the manganese, the minerals which are found from the oceanic beds is the last mode of occurrences, where the minerals are basically get deposited or accumulated. So we are having igneous and the metamorphic structure. We got the sedimentary structure. We got the residual mass of weathered material. That is due to the weathering, the mass gets weathered out, and we get the residual mass in a form of a metal or a mineral. And next comes the valley sides, the placer deposits, and lastly over the oceanic beds. So these are basically the mode of occurrences of the minerals. Now let us move. Just see the picture. You can see a small tunnel-like structure, and beside this you can see the picture of the coal is there, and you can see this person. It's basically Mongoloid. The Mongoloid people is there to move into this. The person is moving into this tunnel and doing some work. So in the northeastern part of our country, basically in the Meghalaya, the Jawai and the Cherrapunji places, where the family members are engaged in extraction of minerals by making burrows or tunnel-like structure within that mining area or the mine area. And this type of mining method is termed as rat hole mining. Now it is the only state where there is no need of taking the permission to extract out the mineral. Even they extract out that is iron, they extract out limestone, they extract out dolomite in this order, but in a very less quantity for their own, basically own sustenance, for earning their own livelihood, and all the family members are engaged in this type of farming. So the features are given in the next slide about the rat hole mining. It is the same thing what I described over here, and the Meghalaya is the state where all such this type of mining is basically done. Now let us move to the next. The next part, it's given to that same, that is, but now due to this rat hole mining, the environment is having its negative impacts. Why? Because the matter that they extract it out, it just gets surface runoff and it pollutes the water. Now Meghalaya is basically a heavy rainfall regime, and over there surface runoff is maximum. So the dump is basically accumulated, or it's being washed out by the running water and it's waste out. So due to excessive runoff, due to the heavy rainfall regime, the excessive runoff, they carry all these dump or the waste that they dump it out nearby that mining area, and it just pollutes the water. And when it pollutes the water, what is the resultant? The aquatic life, that is the fishes are losing their life, and even the animals which are consuming that polluted water, they are also having that negative impacts. Now let us move to the next part of the topic, that what are the other methods of mining. Now we all know that mining methods, there are different types of mining methods. Now first of all, let us move to this part. You can see it is basically a bench like structure, one after the other. Like you can, from this you can see it's just like an picture of a stadium, one after the other we are having a layer. So benching like structure. So when minerals are located at a shallow depth and it's being extracted out by this process, we term it as a open cast mining. Now this one, you can see a well-like structure. This is a ladder and a well-like structure is there. Now what is it? That means when the minerals are located at a greater depth and they have to dig out a huge tunnel or a shaft or a hole, it is termed as shaft mining. And this one, you can see the liquid minerals are being extracted out. They are just making a drills by using this drilling machine, and this is the method of drilling. And here simply these are the transportation or the equipments. They are just extracting out the minerals from the surface. So when the rock minerals are existing on the crustal part, the extraction is termed as quarrying. So we got the three methods. One is mining, which is divided into two. Open cast, the minerals are located at a shallow depth. The minerals are located at a greater depth, that is shaft mining. It is done by the process of benching methods, and it is done by the process of shaft, or that is making the holes or the tunnels. And when the liquid minerals have to be extracted, the drilling method is being used. And when the rock minerals have to be extracted, which is located on the surface of the crust, that is quarrying. So these are the methods of extraction of the minerals. Now let us proceed to the uneven distribution of the minerals. Now the first is related to, you can see, I'm just going to explain this. This is our country, India. Now you can see some different colors have been mentioned and it has been written by some names. Now this is the Rajasthan part. In this part, Dharwa rock system present, which is a sedimentary rock, and within this, here the non-ferrous minerals are very much present or found. This is the Gujarat region, where the presence of liquid mineral, that is petroleum, and some natural gas reserves are also there. This is Mumbai High. It is also having that liquid mineral, that is petroleum, and side by side it is having adjacent to the natural gas deposits. Next, we can, even the petroleum is there in the extreme east, that is the Assam region, where we are having that petroleum deposit. The oldest oil field of our country, the Digboy, which is situated over here. Then comes Nahar Katia, Moran Hugrijan, Sibsagar. Many are there which is get accumulated in this Assam region, having the petroleum deposits. Now you can see the red mark, the storehouse of the mineral, the Chota Nagpur plateau, and even the Deccan Trap region, where the minerals are there, which is the coal is there, non-ferrous minerals, ferrous minerals are there, non-ferrous minerals are there, means metallic, non-metallic, every type of mineral is present over here. And the sedimentary tracts are also here, where we can get the that is, just now I have showed the mode of occurrences. We can get gypsum, we can get common salt, we can get potash from these areas. So these are the places where we are having the distribution. Now you can see the uneven distribution is totally there, but this is the entire part. This part, northern mountains and the northern plain zone, it's not been marked out over here. Actually it will exist in this part also. I'm just saying that northern plain mountains, this entire stretch, it's totally devoid of economic mineral. Now what does this term economic mineral? I said when the concentration of the mineral within a ore, if it is more, then only it is commercially viable to extract out the mineral. So here the concentration is very poor, so it is not viable to extract out the mineral from these areas. So now the question arises that why there is a variation of the mineral distribution throughout the country. So there are three basic reasons or the causes, because some are igneous structures, some are sedimentary structures, some are having a wet climatic zones, some are having arid climatic zones, and some are solid minerals, some are liquid minerals. So due to difference in geological structure, due to the processes involved in its formation and the time that has been taken to form that mineral, everything varies. That is why we are having the variation of the distribution of the minerals. Now, one big question, I am putting it to you, that why this entire part is totally devoid of economic mineral. This entire part is totally devoid of economic mineral. Just find out the answer, and when I am going to proceed with the worksheet, at that time I will place out this question. You will write your answer. It is just a general knowledge question, though it is most not general knowledge. Basically it is having connectivity with the formation of this part, from that is the Himalayan region and the northern plain. So you just find out the answer why northern plains are totally devoid of economic mineral. In this section I am not explaining it. I need the answer from your part. Hopefully you will be able to answer the question. If it is not, I am there to explain the reason in the class when the worksheet will be displayed out with this question. Now let us move to the last topic of the chapter, that reserve turns up into mine. Now everywhere the deposits are there. Now even if you have heard about that Ladakh is a region where there is large reserves of uranium, which is considered as a potential resource now. Now why it has not been developed into a mine? So there are various reasons why reserves are to be turned up into mine. First of all, the concentration of mineral in the ore should be more. Next, ease of extraction. Now what type of area or the region is Ladakh? Hopefully there is nothing to explain about its physiographic part, that is the terrain and the climatic conditions. So it is not very easy to extract out the mineral. Third, closeness to the market or the nearness to the market. That means if there is a huge demand in that for that mineral, obviously it will be really economically viable to extract out the mineral. And when it is economically viable, then obviously that part of a reserve will turn up into a mine. So this was my last topic of discussion for the today's class. Just note down all the points that is given in the slide and keep your work up to date. I am following your work with the that is the rectification sheet, and already a rectification sheet has been uploaded for your chapter. Chapter 1 has been uploaded, but chapter 4 I am going to upload it in the near future only, very soon only, and you will complete your question answers, your board questions, and you will upload your answers to that worksheet form. If you are having any doubts, just mention it in the comment section, and thank you for following my class. Have a nice day.